This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. In news from the courts, 2 men appeared before Chief Magistrate Joanne Ferguson Pratt today to answer to separate murder and attempted murder charges. 28-year-old Dwayne Davis, better known as Gup Gup, and seen in the white shirt, was charged with unlawfully causing the death of DeAndre Knowles on May 15th. Meantime, 20-year-old Jamal Ferguson was charged with 3 counts of possession of a firearm with intent to endanger the life of Dwayne Fox and Maisha and Marlonique Stewart on April 26 with a 9mm pistol, along with 3 counts of attempted murder and possession of a firearm with intent to endanger the life of Rashad Sullivan, Ramiko Lightbourne, and Tyrone Newbold on May 14th. Due to the nature of the crime, both Gibson and Ferguson was not allowed to enter a plea. The chief magistrate remanded the pair to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until August 19th, when the Crown will present them with a voluntary bill of indictment. The fact that those 700 employees terminated from the Atlantis Resort will get their severance pay in installments is not sitting well with Progressive Liberal Party Senator Fred Mitchell. The senator is the latest to chime in on the Atlantis Resort's shocking announcement earlier this week. As leader of opposition business in the Senate during his contribution on the debate to extend the emergency powers order on Thursday, Senator Mitchell says this.
The government should not allow that to happen. To tell these people, pay these people their money. And pay what they're owed, and pay it now, not in installments. I mean, you get the impression that Bahamians in this country are doormat for anybody to go walking on them. God help you if you're a housekeeper or you just have no rights at all. And for a government to facilitate that happening just seems to me to be unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Back in September last year, scores of furloughed and frustrated Atlantis employees packed Global Ministries Bahamas on Pinedale Street, demanding that the resort formally release them and pay them their severance. Atlantis temporarily laid off staff on March 21st last year for what was initially planned to be a period of 4 weeks, and assured the employees of its commitment to support them during the period of uncertainty brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. But for most employees, this period turned into months on furlough. That said, Mr. Mitchell contends that the restrictive measures imposed by the emergency powers order suspends civil liberties.
We put in place that act to protect people down at the bottom because companies were coming in here just winding up their business, walk away, and leave people hanging in midair. And the very protections we put in, the Attorney General was arguing that civil liberties were not. You were able to stop the law from operating by reason of the fact that you use Article 29. That's a suspension of a right, of a vested right which a worker has. What do you mean it doesn't suspend civil liberties? It suspends civil liberties for a contractor walking across the street to go get a drink from his hotel in Grand Bahama and walks back and the police stop him. Where's your ID? And then they put him in handcuffs. He says, my ID's in my hotel room. They put him in handcuffs, take him to his hotel, find the ID, and then leave him with a $500 ticket. That's not suspending civil liberties.
The resolution, however, was passed in the upper chamber yesterday with no support from the opposition. More than 10 families, all impacted by several devastating fires within the last several weeks here in the capital, are getting a much-needed assistance from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Urban Renewal Division, the pastorship of New Bethany Baptist Church, and Skypole Air Conditioning and Refrigeration. They all came together today at New Bethany Baptist Church to hand out care packages, clothing, and food. Here's ASP Frankie May Mather, officer with responsibility for urban renewal, speaking about the importance of a healthy relationship between the police and the community.
Urban Renewal Division officers are posted directly in the community. We see the people, we know the people, so we feel for the people. So we're here to show our love today and to offer them with a small gesture these clothing and food items that you see about here. We want to give them our grace and mercies through God.
New Bethany Baptist Church Pastor Bishop Victor Cooper says his church is delighted that it's able to assist with the initiative.
And listen, I want to salute the police today. This is an initiative that I had an opportunity to watch them do just from a little distance. And I am so proud and pleased to see them lifting, to see them folding, to see them sorting. And that's a gesture that as a community we don't always see. And so they showed themselves bright. They showed themselves as fine officers, not only protecting, but their willingness to serve.
Ken Benaby of Sky Pole Air Conditioning and Refrigeration talked about the importance of being a good corporate citizens.
Corporate Bahamas are Bahamians, right? So we live in the Bahamas. So these are Bahamians who need help. And you take care of your own. So I think it doesn't matter what size you can give or the quantity. I think it's just giving, and then giving with a good heart, you know. And I would ask everyone, not only corporate Bahamas, anyone who can help, you know, let's help.
According to Urban Renewal, the families from the Jenny Street, Fritz Lane, Montel Heights, and Yamacraw community, along with a police officer affected by a devastating fire, were the recipients of the much-needed goods. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.